Welcome to the Gatekeepers Podcast with Billy Grove, where the fence world gets real, raw, and unfiltered. Billy's not just an industry leader, he's a hands-on pro who knows what it takes to build quality fences and strong teams. So grab a cold one, settle in, and get ready for straight talk about the trade. Today's show is brought to you by Mr. Fence Academy, National Metal Industries, J.C. Gurry Signs and Decals, and Orlando Hinge Company. If you're looking to hit the next level in your fence company, check out Mr. Fence Academy. Real fencers, real job sites, real training equals real results. And now, live from the Mr. Fence Academy studios, here's your host, Billy Grove.
What is going on, everybody? How's everybody doing on this fabulous Tuesday evening? Hope you've had a wonderful past week. Kick some ass, collect some checks, put some fence in the ground. We got a great show lined up for you tonight. I did not scroll all the way up. The real cost of cheap fence work. We're going to get into it in just a moment. First and foremost, we got to do what we do best and give these sponsors some love. If you guys are looking to up the level of your fence business, whether it be the business side or the installation side, go check out Mr. Fence Academy at www.mrfenceacademy.com. If you're looking for anything like privacy slots for chain link materials, vinyl, iron, ornamental, aluminum, some pretty cool fence tools, go check out National Metal Industries at www.nmifence.com. If you're still in the market for a fence sign, guys, go check out these cool people over at jcgurry.com. All these cool fence signs are made in America with high quality materials. We'll be talking about that later on in the show. See what I did there. And they also come with Mylar lamination to make your fence sign still look good years and years down the road. Last but not least, Orlando Hinge Company. I'm going to be getting to install one of these big badass. Where are you going? And AI camera, why you do this to me every week, man? Come on, bro. I'm over here, not down there. But I get to be installing a set of these big badass 6 5/8 swan hinges next week. If you guys are still struggling with having one leaf of your gate swing uphill or both leaves of your gate swinging uphill, if they're an in-swing gate on an uphill driveway, like I'm about to do later this week, go check out www.swanhinge.com. They absolutely do work. I've used them a handful of times, although I will have to say I am going to have to call Mr. Kevin to get the explanation on how to use these big bad boys, because they are a little bit different. I'm not going to lie. It was a little bit intimidating whenever I took it out of the box, but awesome product, awesome fabrication work. Love it. Can't wait to use it. But there we go. You guys go check out each and every one of those sponsors and just give them some love. So, yeah, man, we got a great show tonight. Like I said, the title is The Real Cost of Cheap Fence Work, and you just got me tonight. So that's it. Thought I'd do one of my little solo episodes in between some guests. But, man, how was everybody's weekend for those of for those who are watching? And if you are watching, please drop a comment down below and let us know you're watching. Come on, camera. Over here. It was my anniversary with my wife. 6 years married, 9 together this past weekend. So we went out to the beach, had some brunch at the Grand Marlin. Great time. We ended up meeting up with some of her work friends. Great time as well. But nice to have a nice chill weekend. No fishing involved. And even though that sounds chill, a lot of work goes into that. But man, let's get straight to it, guys. So I see all the time people talking about, how is this guy so cheap? Why is he cheap? And at the end of the day, cheap fence work isn't really cheap at all. And this goes for both sides, for contractors and for the materials. So we're going to dive into all that. We've all gotten that call from a homeowner saying that, hey man, I just had a fence installed and they either disappeared or we got a really subpar product and we need it fixed. And you go out there and you have to tell them, unfortunately, Mrs. Jones or Mr. Jones, this has to be replaced. It's a shitty feeling for both sides, having to collect money twice in such a short time span. So we're going to be kind of going over some things to not only help you in the selling process to sell value over price, but also to point you in the right direction for good materials to be using on the job sites, because cheap goes in two hands at the end of the day. And we're trying to add value, not a cheap price at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, man, I just said that like 6 times, but we're going to keep going. So like I just said, cheap actually means not just the price, but the value, like the accountability or the warranty at the end of the day, the pride that goes into their work. I had this foreman that I worked for whenever I was 21, 22. And I'll never forget it. He told me that that my work has my name stamped on it forever. And at the time, I was like, "What the hell are you talking about? It's not have my name stamped on that piece of pipe that I just got done bending." Okay, but now me as an older adult, I do fully understand that taking pride in your work and making sure that it stands the test of time, because at the end of the day, no one else knows you did that but you. I promise you, you can go out and point out work that you've done 15 years ago, 20 years ago. I can go out and look at a parking garage and see some conduit that I ran and be like, "Ooh, that's when I first started." So taking pride in your work, educating yourself, that goes a long ways. But we're also going to get into another kind of facet of this like whole thing, and that has to do with a lot with Pinterest fences, man. That's what I call them. But social media has really gone a long ways into making the homeowner DIY do a lot of things or getting a lot of ideas, so to say. And if that homeowner is not a DIY type of person, they will bring said idea to you. A lot of these budget builds are using cheap materials and are just subpar at the end of the day. And I really don't like the way that some of these Pinterest fences are representing the entire industry as a whole. I don't know. That's just kind of my feeling on that. But if you're out there bidding a process or bidding a job, price should be one of the lowest things on your totem pole as far as to bring to your customer. You should be selling yourself on value. Like, hey, we're not going to give you a taillight warranty, or just not give you a warranty at all. You get a warranty for XYZ. You don't get a warranty for XYZ as well. And we're going to be using, such and such material that you can't get from a box store, that you can't source, just as any chuck in a truck. I hate using that term, but just as any chuck in a truck could go get. So we're going to be using quality materials. We're not going to be using big box store vinyl or big box store like aluminum, wood, even for that matter, chain link, stuff like that. We're going to get it from a fence supplier. And also, while we're on this subject, before I segue to the next topic, guys, really, when we're talking about these suppliers, pay attention to who is sponsoring some of these events lately. And keep that in the back of your mind, and use that to kind of make your choice for you on who to support whenever you're buying materials for your next truckload or job lot, however your company is structured. But just keep that in the back of your mind. Pay attention to who's sponsoring or who's paying people's ways to go to certain fence trainings or all of that stuff. All of that goes pretty much unnoticed. So for the reason for the shout out, that is that. So just watch and look who's putting their money in to help other fence contractors grow and support those manufacturers at the end of the day. I'm not trying to call out the ones that don't. Maybe they're just not ready to, you know, take on that big of a sponsorship. I'm just saying, just pay attention to who's sponsoring these events and go and support them. Since we are on the material topic, we're going to segue right into that. So like I said, sell yourself on value. Make sure that your client, Mrs. Jones, Mr. Jones, whatever name you want to use, knows that whenever they purchase a product from you, they are purchasing a superior product than the other quotes are. So we're not talking apples to apples. We're talking apples to oranges, and make sure that they fully understand that. Add value to your product. You can do that by adding upgrades to your line items at the end of the day whenever they're doing their quotes, if your quotes are structured in a CRM that's online. And that way they can just check the boxes of what they want and what they don't want. That'll add value to yourself as well. They're like, oh man, nobody else is doing this. I mean, Bobby's $1,000 less, but he doesn't offer this. And even though you're $1,000 more expensive, I'm going to go pick another upgrade for $500. Now I'm going to spend $1,500 more. And it works, guys. It really works. So at the end of the day, don't get so focused on, man, that guy just beat me up on price, and you just hold a grudge, right? I see a lot of people's responses whenever guys ask, what do I do? I'm so busy. Raise your prices, right? Keep raising your prices. I see a lot of that, and it comes from a lot of true industry professionals, and that works. It absolutely does work, because if they're not really looking at price, if you get yourself the right customer, which they're out there, they're going to be looking for their value, because what may be cheap today might be another full-on fence payment 2 months down the road because the last contractor completely screwed it up for them. So just make sure that you're remembering to put your value into the fence as well, not just get so stuck on price that you're doing it for free, basically, because nobody wants to build a fence for free. That's no fun. It's no fun at all. Not fun for anybody. Warranties. So when we're using these cheap big box store products, we're dealing with a lot of warranty issues. A lot of cheaper materials are going to warp, especially when we're talking about vinyl. Warp, lose color, fade, all of that stuff. And it's a lot harder to go through a warranty through a middleman, right? So using Home Depot or Lowe's or Menards, whatever big box store you have in your area. Whenever we're talking about a big brand manufacturer, Barrett, Catalyst, NVP, all that stuff, you can actually Homeland, Countryland Estates. I'm sorry, I blanked there for a second. You can call these people, and that's all they do, right? Is vinyl fence. So you have a lot better luck with your warranty at the end of the day using some of these higher end products. And make sure that your customer knows that. It goes all down into post wall thickness, how well the color is. Especially when you start getting into some of these darker color vinyls and stuff, you don't want the sun to fade them out in 5 to 10 years, or even faster than that. You don't want them warping in the next year, faded in the next year. Just pay attention to that. Whenever you are installing the cheaper stuff to get a job and things go wrong, then you start losing trust, and that's not a good thing, because we all know how word of mouth goes. One person tells 3 people, those 3 people tell 6 people, so on, so forth, and it just keeps snowballing down the hill. So you want to keep yourself in the good graces by using quality materials, having pride in your workmanship, and honoring your warranties that you are offering. A lot of these cheaper contractors, and I hate this word, but I still do use it, like chucking the trucks, they are able to offer cheaper work because they have no overhead. So keep that in mind as well, guys. Don't just say, hey man, this brand new company popped up and they are killing me. I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are killing you, because that's probably just one dude in a truck with a trailer going out and putting in fence. And you cannot compete with that and also keep your business afloat. So those are not your customers. Write those guys off. Tim over at A and B Fence can have them. Okay. So like I said, don't get so caught up in selling every single job. You are going to have some that you don't sell and a lot that you do sell. But once you figure out how to add value into your selling process, it really goes a long way for you. It really does the selling for itself. So I know our salesman, Josh, whenever he's trying to get people to upgrade to the iDrive power systems, he has a cutoff of a 4x4 and he has a cutoff of a schedule 42 and 3/8, and he brings those two out to people and he gives them to them. He lets them touch them, feel in them, see them, look at the product, and actually see what they're going to get installed at their home. Lots of people automatically go with the steel post, but then again, lots of people want to think about it. That's why we add those little buttons that like you can click on the end of the estimate whenever they're signing the contract with you. Add all those little upgrades at the very end, and you'll be surprised that some of those upgrades that you didn't even talk about, they clicked. They now want their fence stain. They want 4 doggy windows. They want pull code. Josh, I'm calling you out on this one. Pull code safety hinges, even though they don't have a pool. So, figure out what you can do to add value to your sales process and iron out all the kinks. And then once you got all the kinks ironed out, run it for a couple weeks, a couple months, iron out some more kinks, find what works, find what doesn't work, replace it, keep it, and just always be moving forward in the way that you are adding value to your company and also selling as well, because people change. So we have to change with them. We're constantly running into younger people buying homes. That's just the way that's going to be as we get older, obviously. But yeah, man, just find a way to add value to your sales process. And like I said, stick with it. We do have a couple comments to get to. We got Sean King right here. He says, hell yeah. This is my beautiful wife. She says, hi, everyone. Mr. Mike Levy says, and for God's sakes, get the quick rock bucket. Your helper with the dumb face out of your pictures of finished work. Clean that shit. Clean up the site first. Absolutely. Absolutely. Get the quick rock bucket out of the pictures, y'all. Good idea on the wood post and the pipe as visual during estimates. Yeah, man, absolutely. He brings hand-on products to all of his estimates that he does. That way they can see them, touch them, feel them. And it works, man. It really does. And like I said, find what works for you. Leave what doesn't work, and constantly be molding your sales and value, your value of your sales process. With that said, guys, we got a couple commercials to get to. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
National Metal Industries, a family-owned business for 70-plus years, has grown to be recognized for their ability to deliver on not just privacy slats for fence, but all types of fence products. National Metal Industries has all the hardware and tools to get the fence professional in and out of their job with the most ease possible. You can count on National Metal Industries for the most convenient resources in fence products. Visit nmifence.com for more information. As we like to say, you can always pick it right at National. J.C. Gurry Signs and Decals has been a trusted name in the sign industry since 1949, with all manufacturing done in-house from start to finish right here in the USA. With 75 years in outdoor signage and roots dating back to the 1920s, J.C. Gurry specializes in durable, high-quality signs and decals. In-house screen printing since the 1970s ensures every product meets the highest standards. Visit jcgurry.com for more information. Every aluminum sign includes Mylar lamination at no extra cost, extending product life in tough outdoor conditions. For unmatched quality and longevity, visit jcgurry.com. Struggling with a gate that drags on your sloped yard? Orlando Hinge Company has the solution, the Swan Hinge. Unlike standard hinges, the Swan Hinge lets double drive gates swing open smoothly up inclines, eliminating dragging and binding. Easy to install on vinyl, aluminum, wood, and chain link gates. It's built for durability and made to withstand the elements. And when your customer hears that, yes, their gates can work on a slope, you just made the sale. The Swan Hinge, designed by fencers for fencers. Made in the USA, lifetime warranty. Order today at swanhinge.com or email info@orlandohingecompany.com. The Swan Hinge, because every gate deserves to open smoothly.
All right, guys, we are back, and it's something I've been waiting to do till after the commercials. You guys go and real quick, go check out MrFenceAcademy.com at www.MrFenceAcademy.com. But been seeing a lot of people hating on the US Hammer here recently, and I've posted a lot of things about how you can teach yourself to fix them and all that stuff. That's all cool and everything. And yes, I've taught myself how to fix drivers and all that stuff. But something cool, I catastrophically failed a Patriot. I just got the news today. We sent it back last week. But man, this thing has probably 10,000 posts drove through it. And the catastrophic failure happened at my last training, so I guess a month ago. So it's been in service for a long time. So I do stand by the Patriot and the Bull as being one of the most reliable drivers out there. Just throwing that out there. I wanted to put that and just let it be known. Pretty cool. Now, it was the original Patriot that Sean made, and it was a hand-me-down from Sean. So like I said, it's probably had about 10,000 post drove, but it finally gave away about a month ago. So I thought that was kind of cool, but not cool because it broke. But hey, man, we get a new one, right? So there's that. But quick little segue. And once again, thank you to all of our sponsors who make this show happen week in and week out. Back to it, guys. We were talking about what real value actually looks like. So one of the biggest things that we pride ourselves here at High Steel is professionalism, and that goes a long ways. Clean trucks, uniforms, communication, those are all selling points. So you love to hear, yeah, your guys arrived. They were all in the same uniform. They had a nice truck rolling up and all of that. Like it just looks better because people like to beat their chest at the end of the day. Right. And say, I hired so-and-so to come build my fence. So, people love that, especially in the neighborhoods. So, that adds value to yourself at the end of the day, whether you think it or not. Like we talked about, use visuals to explain the process. If you got to use a cutoff post, but also explain your process of installation and how it may differ from company B. Okay. Tell them that if you're digging and setting posts here in Florida, we dig and set them 30 inches in the ground and we use 80 pounds of concrete minimum. Tell them that. Say, hey, we dig this hole 30 inches in the ground. Most of our competitors here in the city only dig 24 inches. We go 6 inches deeper, which is half the height of the fence. No, that's for driven. But is 30 inches in the ground, 80 pounds of concrete. And, it's going to last. Or if you're driving posts, say, this person digs and sets, and I drive my post 4 foot in the ground. You see where I'm going with this. Differentiate yourself from your competition. That way it's no longer as apples to apples, but apples to oranges. That always goes a long ways. And make sure to point that out. Let them know that you're different. And like I said, explain why. The long-term savings over buying quality materials is going to work out for you every single day in every way, like shape or fashion. I like to say it, buy once, cry once. That's my motto. I like nice stuff. So of course I have that same mindset, buy once, cry once. I use it on my fishing gear. I use it on my tools. I just like nicer stuff. I've used the cheaper stuff and broke it a bunch of times and replaced it enough times to just buy the nice one time, right? So same goes into your fence products, your fence materials. Buy once, cry once, and you can find a more professional way to tell that to your clients if you would like to, but use the same analogy. How to know when to let go of a potential client because you can just see that they're not fitting into what you would like as a client. And, sometimes you do have to fire people or tell them that, we're not the right fit for you, Mrs. Jones. You're looking for the cheapest price. And I promise you, we're not the cheapest price. And there's a reason why we're not the cheapest price. If you would allow me to just take 5 minutes of your time and explain to you why I'm more, here it is. But if not, you have a wonderful rest of your day. Good luck when you're fence hunting and keep it moving, right? There are people out there that do not give a shit about anything but the cheapest price at the end of the day. And that happens a lot. It happens to us here. We're in a military town, so a lot of times these military families are only going to be here for 2 or 3 years, and they don't give a shit, right? So they just want the cheapest of the cheap. They're going to let the next person deal with it, and that's unfortunate, but it is what it is, right? You just pick up and move on. Give me 1 second. Facebook. Sorry, replying to a text message for someone who wants to watch the podcast. But yeah, so you can do that. You can tell Mrs. Jones that we're not a good fit for you. Give some recommendations on who you think would be a good fit. If you use subs, say, hey, there's this guy that I use as a sub. I'm sure he would love it. Just go that route. Alrighty. One of and we're segueing right into the next topic. Stop the race to the bottom, guys. Like I said, the whole show, the cheapest price is not the best price at the end of the day. So, stop all this trying to undercut people and like doing all that. It sets a bad tone for the fence industry and your local community as a whole. Because once we get down to the bottom, that's what customers expect. And excuse me, we all know we don't want to be the cheapest. So, but if that's where the bar is set, that's what they expect. So it does hurt us at the end of the day, doing cheap work, using cheap materials. People start expecting that. And like I said earlier in the show, one person tells 3 people, 3 people tell 6 people, 6 people tell 12 people, so on and so forth. And you see how that snowball effect works. And whether you like it or not, word of mouth is still a real thing, and especially negative word of mouth. We all love to gossip. I don't care how big of a man you are. We're all going to gossip, right? So you got screwed over by Jimmy John's down the road. You sure are going to tell your neighbor if you see a Jimmy John's cup in her hand, man, I went out there and Jimmy John's messed up my order. I'm never going back. Oh, man, that's terrible, man. And then he's like, man, my neighbor got his food messed up at Jimmy John's yesterday. I'm thinking about not going. And, it just keeps spreading. So there's that. We got Orlando Hinge Company's in the house. It says, hi. He's got some truth for us. He says, be trustworthy, timely, and someone you would buy from. I typically buy from people I'm comfortable with price being down on the list. Same very much so. We got JP in the house. He says, "Preach, brother." Thank you, sir. Welcome to church. All right, but no. So like we've been, just to recap on the whole show. Don't base your sales process on price, base it on value, and find something of value to add to your fence company. Like I said earlier, those upgrades at the end of the day on the estimate, man, they work, bro. People just check those little boxes, and man, you end up adding a couple $1,000s to a job that was kind of skating on thin ice, and at the end of the day, you're good. So find some value to add to your fence company. And that's all I got for you. We're pushing 35 minutes over here, and don't forget, cheap fades fast, quality last. We got an awesome show lined up for you guys next week. Make sure you tune in right here, same time, same place, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and you all can also catch me on all of the audio versions, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon, all of that. Go check me out. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Kick some ass, collect some checks, and be safe overall. Y'all have a wonderful night, guys.